Well, hello and welcome once again. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we're having a second cup of coffee conversation with Barbi Blanch with Sulphur Springs Animal Shelter, and we've been having these chats on radio, and this is for radio as well, but it's also for video. And for those of you perhaps listening on radio, you might be able to hear our special guest here. But those of you who are watching on television, you can certainly see her. Tell us about your friend.
This is Mona.
Mona.
I have her as a guest of a boxer and pit mix, about 2 years old. We had her fixed and all her shots done. She's microchipped. Also, we keep them up to date on flea and tick prevention as well as heartworm prevention. And that's a lot coming from a smaller shelter, but I'm thankful we're able to do that for these animals. What's your leg, darling? But she's been with the shelter probably 4 months now, and still waiting for her forever home.
Yeah, she's a good-looking dog.
She is.
She's probably boxer and pit bull mix.
I do know she doesn't care for cats.
Okay, that's good to know.
But other than that, she seems to get along. She gets a little dog selective at times, and that depends. But she was looking for a buddy to play with. The only one that we have at the moment to put her with is more wild child than she is. So, but
she's very affectionate, isn't she?
She is. She just wants She was actually probably thrown out when over at the fitness center on Broadway. So when I picked her up, I actually had to use a restraint pole because she was not happy with me. And
look where she is now.
And the next day, she was my best friend. It's like, oh, so you realize I'm not here to hurt you? And here you are.
So this Mona was abandoned then, you think?
Yeah, she was thrown out and she didn't know where to go. She just stood there for several hours. I had a couple calls and finally got out there. And like I said, she a couple people put food out. One guy that mentioned that said she tried to actually bite him. And she actually ran under a car, which is where I ended up.
A parked car.
Yeah.
To hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're in a
and she was growling at me as well when I was trying to get her.
You can imagine they're in an incredibly stressful situation.
They don't know what's going on. She don't know anybody.
Yeah.
And she didn't realize I'm here to help her.
Yeah, sure.
So
we saw, on the other hand, we're close to where we live near a park. We saw a little dog around there for a day or so, which we presumed someone had let out. That dog seemed to be quite happy, in the moment, maybe not understanding, how things are. But that's why I have not seen the dog lately, so I hope someone took her in. But she's an attractive, handsome, good-looking dog.
She's very good and very strong.
I can tell.
Some training always goes a long way. We also have somebody that gives a 10% discount with their training.
Oh.
So Casey's a Canine Academy, who's local. And she does offer 10% for any animal adopted from the shelter. So just wanted to.
That goes with the adoption.
Yeah.
Well, I've been looking at your Facebook page. I've seen a lot of cats adopted lately.
We had the last couple that have been there. I've got one trying to get a rescue to get, because he is a sweetheart, but he's FIV positive, which is a cat version of AIDS.
Gosh.
And it's contagious to other cats.
Sure.
Usually through bites or drinking in food bowls. So, but there are people that have FIV positive cats that don't mind taking on another one, or rescues that have places for those.
Well, and then you had on your Facebook page several weeks back quite a few little puppies that were very cute.
It's the ones we have for adoption are all posted there. So now, finally, took a while.
Yeah.
And since then, one of them has, well, the cat that was posted on there was adopted, and I think one of the dogs, maybe. Yeah, one of the dogs. So
yeah, it's springtime. What does that bring for the animal? Anything?
More parvo this time of year. Watch
Parvo.
out. Yep. It's in the ground. It can stay in the ground up for 9 years.
Yeah.
So that can be detrimental. We have folks that give away puppies on the corner. I try to run them off because half that ground is covered in parvo. And rainy days like last night, bring that to the surface real quick. At
any location, at any particular place?
Mostly in front of the Broadway Shopping Center where she was found, over at the fitness center, but out there where the 18-wheelers like to park.
That has to do with cars and trucks and.
Well, it doesn't have to do with them, but that's where people go.
Okay.
And sometimes Walmart, and here today there was somebody out in front of GameStop.
But so anywhere that people might gather to give away puppies, it is likely to be
well, it's in the feces, so if you step through something, you're traveling with it.
Okay.
And it travels with you, and now it's in that everything where you step, it stays.
Yeah. Well, so how many animals do you have right now?
I have 4 up for adoption, one waiting to go home, and another bite dog. So, and then the cat, the cat that's looking for a rescue.
You're located where?
Right in front of the airport at 1313 Hillcrest Drive, North Hillcrest Drive.
And how much to adopt a dog or a cat?
Dogs are 110, which covers all their vetting. And then the cats are 85.
I see.
So that covers everything. Dogs, we heartworm test before considering them for.
Understood. All right. Well, thanks for bringing Mona to see us.
Well, thank you for having us again.
She's a terrific dog.
She is a sweetheart.
Yeah, she is.
And when she settles down, she's good.
All right, great. Barbi Blanch, thanks for having me. Second cup of coffee with us. I'm John Mark Dempsey. This is KSST.